Hello everyone. Today's session is about enterprise file sync and share solution using SoftLayer object storage. What we are going to do is we're going to have the middle tier. It's a three-tier architecture. So the middle tier and the servers could be on SoftLayer virtual server, the backend storage, which is SoftLayer object storage, and then on the front end you have browser client, the mobile client, and then PC and Mac client that can all connect to the same SoftLayer object storage and do the file sync and share. So we're going to create a virtual server first. It's not required um, because the virtual server can be on Gladinet, then it becomes the Gladinet hosted middle tier, or you can have your server running on premise and just connect to the SoftLayer object storage. So it's pretty flexible on how you would like to deploy the solution. So what we are going to do is we're going to use the SoftLayer virtual server as an example because now the SoftLayer virtual server and the SoftLayer object storage are all in the same account. So it's self-contained. You can have an enterprise file sync and share solution with the middle tier and the backend tier all coming together. So you have end-to-end control. So you have more control. You can select the data center you want to deploy the solution to. So you can deploy in Dallas, in San Jose, in France, and so you pick where your servers are, and then you pick where your uh, object storage is. So it's pretty flexible. So we will not go over the too much details of creating the virtual server. That's just some standard steps you can go through. So just assuming you have the file server ready, the virtual server ready, not necessarily a file server because the file will be coming from SoftLayer object storage. And then for the server, you can use Windows Server 2012. So now let's say the virtual server has been prepared, and then we already installed a copy of the Gladinet Cloud Enterprise on it. And then the first time we logged in as an admin, we're going to see the web browser-based portal. So you can click, the buttons and links around it to get familiar with the solution here. So basically, the enterprise server is like the middle tier, the brokerage that bridge the gap between the back end object storage and the front end access client, such as the browser client, the PC and Mac client, the iOS and Android client. So now we are going to be mounting a SoftLayer object storage account. So you can go to the object storage in the SoftLayer interface, the web portal interface, and then we already have a container in the Dallas 5, and you can use the view credentials to get the connection information. I took a picture of the connection information. You're going to see authentication endpoint. You're going to see your username, and then you're going to see your application key. So these are the three parameters we will be using to connect to the SoftLayer object storage. So you can pretty much just copy everything into a notepad, and then they will be ready for use in the mounting dialog. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the three parameters into the dialog here. So the public access point, the access key, which is the username, and then the API key. So once it's done, you can see like I already have a test1 container here. The test1 container shows up immediately after the credentials verification has passed. So you can see the existing container. So I will be using an existing container and then connect to it. So this is the mounting. So the concept here is very much like mounting a virtual directory or mounting a volume in like Linux or Windows. You have storage volume like in object storage in SoftLayer, and then you can mount it in, and then it becomes a top level folder. You can have files and folders in it. So now let's use the browser interface, and you can notice that the web browser interface is much nicer than the default um, web interface that comes with the SoftLayer account. So the web browser interface is designed to be more usable, more user-friendly, and then the SoftLayer one is more designed for management, just to see what you have. So now, besides the web browser interface, we're also going to show the Windows client. It's a drive mapping, so you're going to have a virtual drive mapped directly in the Windows Explorer, so you can see the files and folders coming from SoftLayer object storage, and then directly from your Windows Explorer, and then from a drive. So this drive letter here is M drive, and then if we click into the SoftLayer 10 folder, and I know I've mapped that to the Dallas05 container test 1. So you can see the files and folders. And besides that, I can also have multiple containers. And this time around, I'm going to use the San Jose data center. So I'm going to create a test San Jose container. For container, I have a habit to just use all lowercase and without any other characters. It's just kind of like how I would do it with a domain name. It may not be necessary in SoftLayer, but just because working on cloud storage for so long, it kind of try do everything like lowercase. But in Gladinet, you can use uppercase, lowercase. That's fine. So that's how we are going to name it. So the container name and the mounted name could be different. So it's kind of like a layer of indirection. So now the container is mounted as SoftLayer San Jose, right? So so now we can do the same thing. We can upload some pictures to it. Last time we uploaded some documents, and this time we're going to be uploading some pictures. And you can see the web browser interface can do multiple select and multiple upload, drag and drop. That's a benefit of using an HTML5 browser. And we can also do a refresh for the Windows drive, the virtual drive, and you can see the SoftLayer San Jose folder shows up as well. And if you click into it, the 3 files we had uploaded shows up. So they are all coming from the SoftLayer object storage, and the same storage can have different presentations, right? You can have a web browser presentation. You can also have a Windows mapped drive presentation, and you can also upload directly from the Windows map drive. So it's much, you can see here, right? So it's very, very user friendly. So you can just upload files directly, drag and drop in Windows Explorer, without, you don't even need to know that you have SoftLayer object storage at the back end, right? Everything is just so, pretty much like existing, files and folders. So as a summary, here's what we showed today, right? So you have backend storage coming from SoftLayer object storage from the Dallas05 and the San Jose data center, and then we mount it as 2 top-level folders. We have more sessions to come. We're going to cover the Mac client, the Android iOS client, and file server client, so in more detail. Thank you, everyone.